Good afternoon, everybody. This is Brenda. How are you today? I am here today to show you my latest attic finds journal that I'm hoping is, excuse me, I'm hoping is finished. But if I see anything along the way, I will add to it or whatever I have to do. But anyway, let me begin by giving you the size. This is a 9 by 6 size journal. It is a soft covered journal with this beautiful ticking fabric, and it is held together with this twine. Oops. And on the front here we have, I want to make sure I'm on camera here. On the front here we have a topper of a picture of an attic. And the little saying is, keep some room in your heart for the unimaginable. A little motif here, coffee dyed motif. Some coffee dyed lace on the side here. It has been sewing machine stitched throughout. It is 5 layers of fabric. I do have a video showing how to do this and how to put this together. So let's go inside. It's a one signature. Excuse me. So over here we have the 5 layers, and we have the top layer being some coffee dyed fabric, and because it is an attic find, we have some little, I call mouse holes in the fabric. We have a couple of key charms here on the side here. Over on this side we have some fabric, coffee dyed lace fabric, eyelet. I think it's eyelet lace, I think is what it's called. We have a coffee dyed doily here, and that is held on by a rusty pin, and that's hooked to some ticking with little hearts on it. I thought that was very pretty little ticking. On the first page here we have a let's see, Sweet Pea Curiosity is where I get these beautiful little girl pictures from. They're just adorable, and she has a lot to choose from, and that's Sweet Pea Curiosities. On this side we have a page out of a Sears vintage catalog, and here's some vintage fabric sewn on the top here. Here we have some coffee dyed school paper, and on this side we have some textile. This is a digital. This is some textile on ledger paper, digital, from, I think it's also from Sweet Pea Curiosities. She has an excellent Etsy store that has gorgeous papers. This is from Triple V Vintage. She has the advertisement coffee dyed paper. Here is a ledger paper that has some fabric sewn on the side here. This is Tim Holtz cardstock here, and I sewed some coffee dyed lace and made pockets. Inside one of the pockets here is a 1942 airmail letter. U.S. Army is what it is, a U.S. Army letter, and that does have a letter inside. I can get it out. Actually, it is a card inside. I don't know, it could have been hand drawn, I'm not sure, but it's also a letter. I do see a letter, something written there, and this was done in 1942. Nice. Very talented artist, whoever did that. That goes right in there. That's the other side of the Tim Holtz paper. Here we have a very vintage picture and some ephemera, vintage ephemera. We have some grid paper, some music paper, and this music paper is folded and turned into a pocket. We have some ephemera, vintage ephemera in the pocket. This cute little girl and this letter here, or receipt, whatever it is a digital. Here we have an old book page from, I don't know if it's Italian, but it's in a different language, and I get these a lot from Rachel at Roxy Creations. And then on this side is a couple of, let's see, some Tim Holtz cardstock in here and some Tim Holtz postcard. And we have the faux tape, some other faux tape here. We have some vintage fabric sewn onto this grid page, coffee dyed. More faux tape. Ephemera, the different language book page. Here is a coffee dyed doily. This is from a vintage flower book. It's sort of set up something like Edith Holden, but it's not Edith Holden. Here is a 1913 ledger. That's original. There's Edith Holden. Page from Edith Holden that says June. This is a copy of a 1950 letter. And some more ephemera. Another side of the book page, different language book page, coffee dyed paper. This is, I'm not sure if I got that one from Triple V Vintage, to tell you the truth. I might have, but I can't say for sure. Here we have some lined school paper that's been coffee dyed, some vintage fabric. Here is a 1943 calendar. It has June. Other side. This is a 1896 Farmer's Almanac. This is from an 1896. That's original from Farmer's Almanac. More ephemera here with a little book dart. The middle of the signature has a vintage, it's probably a quilt pattern. It looks like it's been coffee dyed. Lots of ephemera on this page here with a very small photo. Calendar. I love the looks of that calendar, the way it was made. Very pretty. Some more fabric on this coffee dyed page here. It sure looks like Triple V vintage, but I can't vouch for it. And here is one of the little paper clip tabs that we made together on a video. Another book page, different language. More ephemera. That's the other side of that letter. Here is the stacked envelope page spread that we did together on a video. Little string attached there. I'm not sure if I got it. These are fun. I love making these. I love the looks of them too. They're so just, if you see my house, that's probably what I have sitting on the table, is some, you know, letters like that just sitting there. Some more, this is a vintage book page, vintage photo, and that is attached to the vintage ledger. Here is, I think this one has a letter. Let me check. Take it off the book dart, and this is from, hold on just a second, 1943, and this is an original letter from 1943. Pretty paper they used, and that just hooks on with the book dart if I can get it back. Other side of the doily, some more ephemera on this page, some more ephemera. Very, I put in quite a bit of the vintage ephemera this time. And here's the other side of the book page from Roxy Creations that has the Tim Holtz paper and the Tim Holtz postcard. Here is just a little pocket with this pretty lady reading her book with a stack of books as the pocket. Here is a pull out here of some vintage ABCs. On the back, you have plenty of writing. Got some straw paper from Roxy Creations here. Here is one of the pockets that we created together on a video. It's got a couple's picture here, and got some, I think these are digitals. That's what I was trying to say. These are digitals in the back there. And that's some vintage music paper. This is digital, stapled on to this grid paper. Here's some coffee dyed paper with some fabric sewn on the side here. Here's the other side of Tim Holtz with the other pocket. In this pocket, I have 1940, and oh, this was kind of ripped, so there is a letter in here from 1940, but I'm not going to take it out. I will let the recipient, whoever receives this, I'll have them open that up. It was torn a little bit in the back, so if you can see, I used some faux tape, and because it was like torn right open. So, but there is a thick letter in there, as far as I know. Some more coffee dyed paper. This is a copy of some very old music. That's held on by a bull. Is it a bulldog clip or a bull clip? And that's the music page. Don't blame it all on me. Some more of the school paper. I did sign it here on this page here. Some more of the textile paper. This is the other side of the first page, and I have a little fabric flip on here, some vintage fabric, some ticking. On the back I have a vintage picture from a vintage calendar that also says June. You can see a theme here. This is a June this is a June junk journal there, June junk journal. And there's the other side of the ticking. And here we have some vintage, piece of a vintage doily and some vintage fabric. And that's just hooked on right at the back here with a rusty pin. And that is the back. And there you have our latest Attic Finds journal. I'm very, very pleased with it. Very pleased how it turned out. And she will be going into my Etsy shop this week. So that is it for today. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to give me a comment below. I'll answer any questions. And thank you all for stopping by and seeing my flip through, and hope you have a blessed week, and I will see you next time. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.